Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we gotta find a way to remedy it.
The WNBA may be heading into its biggest challenge yet. Caitlin Clark, the main reason for packed arenas and record-breaking ratings, is now considering stepping away after just one season. From missed calls by referees to constant on-court targeting and little support from the league, fans are growing increasingly concerned. What started as online support has now turned into a full-on movement to protect her. And it's no joke when Clark sat out, viewership dropped by over half. In this video, we'll take a closer look at what could happen if she does leave, how it would affect the league, and why playing overseas might start to look like a better option. If you've been feeling frustrated about all this too, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's dive into the full story.
Every year when we have our league meetings in the fall and in the spring, we say the same thing over and over and over. And nothing has changed. So, I'm not sure outside of continuing to submit clips, continuing to talk about it.
Imagine the WNBA losing its biggest star after just one season. What would that mean for the league? The truth is, Caitlin Clark has completely changed the game. She's not just a talented rookie, she's the reason people who never followed the WNBA before are suddenly paying attention. Her games have become must-watch events. Her jersey is everywhere, and every arena she plays in sells out. The moment she steps on the court, the energy shifts sand, so does the spotlight. If she were to walk away, the league wouldn't just lose a star player. It would lose the momentum it's worked so hard to build.
You've just learned with definitive data and beyond question that Caitlin Clark controls more than half the audience for the entire WNBA.
Let's talk about the numbers. When Caitlin Clark missed a game earlier this season, the TV ratings didn't just dip, they dropped dramatically. As journalist Christine Brennan pointed out, viewership fell by 55% without her. That's not just a slow night. It's a clear warning sign. It shows that the league's recent surge in popularity is heavily tied to Clark's presence. Her long-range shots and exciting play have brought in a wave of new fans. Without her, that spotlight could disappear quickly, and the WNBA could find itself back where it started struggling to stay in the public.
I will say this, when Caitlin Clark was out, they lost 55% of their viewership. So basically, Caitlin Clark is paying all their salaries.
Pretty much.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can hate her as much as you want, but she's brought in millions of fucking dollars. So you should be kissing her ass.
And that kind of defeated the purpose of Angel Reese's argument of she's like, hey, it's not just Caitlin Clark that is bringing all the viewership to the WNBA. It's like, well, it definitely is. It's like it kind of proved that with the viewership rating being down that she significantly increases viewership with
Dude, they try so hard to compare her to Caitlin Clark.
There's another issue that can't be ignored: the way the league is treating Caitlin Clark while benefiting from her popularity. Every highlight of her hitting deep shots or making sharp passes is paired with clips of her taking hard fouls and getting little to no protection. Remember when Marina Mabrey shoved her? No whistle, no penalty. Just another night where the WNBA biggest star was left to fend for herself. That wasn't just a missed call, it sent a message to fans, players, and even sponsors. It showed that the league isn't stepping up to protect its top talent. For Clark, this goes beyond the game. It's about being put in the spotlight, but left exposed, taking the hits while the league cashes in.
Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball, swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin's gonna have to start wearing goggles. And then Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabrey, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark to the ground.
Caitlin Clark walks away. The impact would be huge. She's not just selling tickets, she's packing arenas, driving merchandise sales and attracting major sponsors who want her front and center. If she's gone, that revenue could vanish. Almost overnight, we're talking about a serious drop in ticket sales and lost sponsorship deals. The WNBA would be left scrambling to fill that gap, but right now, there's no one else pulling in this level of attention. Even some rival players and analysts admit the league has leaned heavily on Clark's star power. Instead of building stronger storylines or investing in the overall product.
Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport?
You might be wondering, can't the league just promote another player? The reality is, athletes like Caitlin Clark don't come around often. She's a once-in-a-generation talent, someone who shifts the spotlight and brings an entire league with her. No marketing campaign or last-minute promotion can make up for letting a player like that slip away. If Clark decides to leave, the WNBA would be left trying to fill the gap with quick fixes and memories, but the energy, the momentum, the spark she brought, that would be gone.
Clark is driving the WNBA insane. It's to the point that she may need to step away from the WNBA, have a billionaire come in that has the money to prove a point, and say, Caitlin, I'll pay you $50 million just to see if the WNBA can make it without you. Let's go create a completely different league and expose the hell out of the WNBA just to embarrass this Angel Reese girl that Jameel Hill just said she could go down as a Michael Jordan of WNBA.
This isn't just about losing a top player writes about what her possible exit says to fans who've backed her all along. The league's treatment of Caitlin Clark has sparked growing outrage. Just look at how fans are reacting, breaking down plays, sharing clips, and flooding comment sections. What started as a joke about missed calls has turned into a serious movement. For many, Clark isn't just a player anymore. She's a symbol. And fans aren't just upset, they're fully invested and speaking out louder than ever.
I am sick and tired of the way they are treating my girl, Caitlin Clark. I am here to propose a solution. I think they need an enforcer. You know, someone who comes off the bench to kind of lay the smack down on an opposing team member. I want to get the word out to the Indiana Fever that I am available. I'm ready to identify as whatever I need to in order to get the job. They need someone like me. Why? Because I'm not afraid of any 6-foot-tall legend. I work out. Now, I have a couple of real good go-to moves in my bag of tricks.
Take the Marina Mabrey shove. It wasn't just a hard foul. It was the moment that set social media on fire. Mabery hit Clark with so much force it looked more like a football tackle. And then, nothing. No flagrant, no ejection, no league statement. Fans were outraged. They flooded social media with slow-motion clips, calling out the WNBA for letting its biggest star take that kind of hit with no consequences. Even rival players said it crossed the line. When your own competition says the treatment is unfair, it's clear there's a serious issue.
I was losing it, and you guys were in chat like, what is going on? What is happening? How was that the call after 15 minutes of deliberating?
Let's talk about the officiating. Clark has taken countless elbows, shoves, and hits, often without a single whistle. Meanwhile, similar plays in other games get flagged immediately. Fans have noticed. They're sharing clips, zooming in, and asking why she's not getting equal treatment. This goes beyond just a few voices. It's a growing movement of basketball fans calling out the double standard. And it's not just about fouls. When Clark plays with fire, she's labeled arrogant. When others do the same, it's called leadership. The contrast is clear, and people are speaking up. The Mabery incident was a turning point. But the pattern has been there for months. Even WNBA veterans are now calling on the league to step up and protect its top talent.
Fever and Sun hold a brawl and a basketball game breaks out. This was something. Caitlin Clark, without question, gets raked across the face. I think she gets poked in the eye, but it's difficult to tell.
If you're the Indiana Fever, you cannot stand by and let that happen. They need to make it clear to the officials. If you're going to let this happen, then we're going to stand up for our player and make a mess of the game, and you're going to have a big mess on your hands. So you need to stand up for this. You need to do something about this.
The court. The league's priorities seem just as out of touch, while Caitlin Clark takes hit after hit on the court. Officials are focused on dress codes and image control. Fans have noticed they're frustrated. Many are asking, why focus on outfits when your biggest star is taking hard fouls every game? It sends the wrong message that player safety isn't a top concern. For Clark supporters, that disconnect is becoming a breaking point.
How do you view just how it all?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
Yeah, I'll ask about the game too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys came for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's talk about basketball. Come on now.
What do you think of just how you all were able to pull in the second half, Caitlin?
We're going to the Commissioner Cup Championship.
Let's go!
Y'all want to talk about that?
Caitlin Clark has decided to quit the WNBA and move on and go play over in Europe. I do not blame her. I applaud it. I say do it. Get as far away from the WNBA as you can. Let that league sink. Okay, do not help them, Caitlin. Get away. I believe you could create your own league, okay? You could be the fucking player that creates whatever, the next professional women's basketball league. Let this one just go and let Caitlin try to build the next.
I want to get your opinion because it's been a minute on this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark stuff that's been going on. Brittany Griner a couple of weeks ago in a video says trash effing white girl when she was playing Caitlin Clark. What's your just kind of 30,000 foot view of this?
There is not an organization more dedicated and committed to self-imploding than the WNBA.
God, that's
the WNBA was like handed the golden egg that is Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And they have done everything to just self-destruct.
Yeah.
Whether it's these totally crazy like racial investigations that have been proven a hoax.
Caitlin Clark's treatment by other players on the court is just getting to be egregious because as we saw Trinity Carter, she hip checked Caitlin Clark from behind. At the same time calling her the B word. You could see Angel Reese over on the sideline cheering. This is treatment that Caitlin Clark is receiving for very specific reasons. I think we really need to focus on the race part of all of this because I do believe that if Caitlin Clark were this amazing and she were not white, nobody would have an issue with it. They probably would be propping her up, celebrating her greatness. What if this was a bunch of white players and there was another player who entered the league of Caitlin Clark's stature and she was black and she was getting this type of treatment? I mean, you can only imagine the outrage that would ensue. But because Caitlin Clark is white, because it's the idea of this reverse racism that people want to turn a blind eye to.
One of them, they moved to a bigger arena. And I think Atlanta too.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what's fun about this league is, yes, you know, Caitlin comes in and she's playing like Curry and she's bringing eyeballs, but now you get to see the gamut of all the other great players that this league has, and you get to see them play. Sure. And that's why I think it's fun and it's interesting to see like how much the league has grown, like last year from the year before, and see how it grows this year.
The WNBA is at a crossroads. Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising star, she's become the league's driving force. When she plays, arenas sell out, streaming numbers jump, and new fans tune in. Her impact is undeniable. Right now, the league is heavily relying on her presence and popularity. But without her, that momentum could vanish overnight. This isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a potential crisis. The key question: will the WNBA recognize that supporting Clark is essential to securing its future? If you agree, feel free to like and share your thoughts in the comments.